Welcome to episode 5 of Time on Feet, the series where I document our travels and adventures throughout the season. And we are back from a busy few weeks in Colorado. I spent the first week fast-packing the Hardrock course, what's known as running Softrock, and then we stayed in Silverton for the race, where I ended up getting a chance to pace for a friend of a friend in what was my third time pacing at Hardrock. So in this video, I'll show you highlights from some of that, and I'll tell you about what else we have coming up this season, because at the time of recording this, we are in the middle of packing our bags to leave once again for Europe, where we'll be spending the next 2 months. We left Vancouver at the end of June, on my birthday actually, for Denver, where we picked up a camper van courtesy of Titus Adventure Rentals, which would be our home on wheels for 2 weeks while in the San Juan Mountains.
So we're here in Denver. It's an awesome stepping stone for heading out into the mountains for your adventure. A lot of people will head straight to the Rocky Mountains, and we're just on the doorstep of it. You can head all the way up to Yellowstone in Canada. There's really no limit to where you can go, and we've got the vehicles to cater for that adventure. We have overland SUVs. So for those who are like 4Runners and Land Cruisers and a truck camper, and those are for really good at getting you way into the backcountry. And then we also have camper vans. The camper vans are just super easy and very comfortable to use. Some of ours, our Glamper van has shower, hot water, cooktop kind of built in. It has a pop top so it can sleep 4. And then the one you'll be in is our adventure van, and it's a Ford Transit all-wheel drive. It's got a turbo, kind of a little bit of that blend. It's got great tires, so you can go a little bit on those dirt roads. Super simple inside, has a lot of space. So some people that are taking bikes, you can load your bikes inside, so you're not worried about them being outside the vehicle.
So this is a Ford Transit van. It's got the EcoBoost engine. So actually here in Colorado, it'll take some of those mountain passes that you're bound to hit pretty early really well. It's also plugged into the solar panels on the roof, so it's just getting charged while you sit.
Yeah, a lot of our customers are from out of state. They're traveling either from the East Coast or Midwest or from Europe. We see a lot of folks from Germany and England coming over. And I think what they really value is it's kind of a one-stop shop. They show up here, we have the vehicle packed, we've got the gear packed. And then what's really cool is we can really help plan that trip for you. If you're not familiar with where to go camping, dispersed car camping, or doing some off-roading, you get an itinerary, a PDF itinerary that you can reference, and then we get you a map that loads into your phone that uses your GPS, it knows where you are, it works offline, and basically you're just trying to stick on the blue track that we've loaded into your map for you, and it shows campsites, shows you hikes along the way. So it's just kind of that, us almost, we're not with you in the vehicle, but we're right there. You know that we have planned it and we're guiding you along.
Once we were loaded up, we began our 6-hour drive to Silverton, which we were splitting up over 2 days.
We just left Titus van rentals with this sweet camper van that we're gonna have for the next 2 weeks. We're just heading to T-Mobile to get some American SIM cards, and then we'll get some groceries and hit the road. Tonight we'll just pull over somewhere to spend the night and continue our way to Silverton tomorrow.
The drive to Silverton would take us along the $1 Million Highway. Built in the late 19th century, it's known for its narrow lanes and lack of guardrails, with steep drop-offs that can be a little intimidating for some drivers.
Why is there not a little barrier here? No, just a little comfort thing.
After arriving in Silverton, the first thing we did was meet up with the group that I'd be doing Softrock with at a house where my friend Josh from back home was staying as he prepared to race Hardrock so that we could go over some last-minute logistics. We then got checked into our campsite so that I could prepare my gear before starting our run the following morning. The route is a little over 100 miles, or roughly 160 kilometers, with more than 33,000 feet. That's 10,000 meters of elevation gain. And that's all between an altitude of about 9,000 to 14,000 feet, averaging 11,000. We'd be splitting it up over 4 days, running in a counterclockwise direction. And fortunately, AUDRÉE would be providing vehicle support with the van, meaning we only had to carry food and clothing for the day, but she'd be meeting us each night with camping gear and supplies for the following day. The first night we camped at where the Sherman aid station would normally be set up during the race, which is quite remote. But we did go out for dinner the second night in AUDRÉE before heading to our camping spot just outside of town. And again in Telluride, where we managed to get a really good deal on a hotel. But it still would have been very difficult without AUDRÉE's support, even though it required her to drive for hours each day. We also had my friend Derek Lytle meeting us on course, starting partway through day 2, so that he could capture drone footage of us during our run. You'll recognize Derek's work from my film on the Moab 240. And that's all I'm gonna tell you about this adventure for now, because I've got a full-length film in the works, so I don't wanna spoil it. But trust me when I say that we captured some of the most beautiful footage of the Hardrock course that I've at least ever seen, and we had perfect weather for all but the first morning. And you're not allowed to use drones the week of the race, but we were a week early, and of course we did the entire route during the day. I expect to publish that film around mid to late October. So we ran Softrock Monday through Thursday, and then I spent the weekend doing trail work on the Hardrock course, which will double my chances in the lottery for 2025. So fingers crossed that after first visiting Silverton way back in 2015 to pace at Hardrock, I'll finally get to toe the line at the race exactly a decade later. The following week was race week, which is always exciting and includes a bunch of events as part of what they call Camp Hardrock.
So this will be closer to like your Hoka speed goats and stuff.
This year there was a shakeout run organized by NAC in collaboration with Normal, just a little 5-mile loop following part of the Hardrock course.
Get your shoes, and the run shouldn't be that hard. It's not a ton of vertical, it's just a loop out of town on the Hardrock course for a few miles, I think, yeah, just to Raster Gulch, and then we'll loop back on the dirt road.
Oh, this is a social run. Yeah, what the heck? Who brought the pros to lead the run?
Well, I survived. Now we're gonna go for some coffee and try out some NAC product. Boys?
We also had a chance to meet up with a group for a hike up Tower Mountain, just outside of Silverton.
So it's Thursday afternoon, we're just outside of Silverton here, and this is the one that AUDRÉE and I got chased off of last time we were here. We got chased away by a storm, so we're hoping to be able to summit today. Oh wow. Final approach off trail, climbing our way up the scree slope, and it is steep.
Yeah, we're just following Adam's GPX here on my watch, and it looks like we're a little too far right from this track.
Okay.
So I think he hugged that rock maybe, but I can't tell if he went
Under or through?
under or through.
Looks like a trail. All right, we found what seems to be a legitimate trail to the top. Sheesh. Top of the ridge. Whew. Nice job.
About 3,800 and 3 1/4.
More than 1,100 meters of gain in just under 5.5 kilometers. So that down there is the basin where we made it to on the other approach that we tried to take last time. I think we made it to that lake right there, and then up here was all clouded in and there was thunder in the distance, so we turned back pretty quickly. but that would have been definitely a more gentle approach. The way we took was pretty steep.
Oh, someone. That's gotta be what? Someone shared it, like the 70s?
Spartan, yeah. Maybe late 60s. Got the radiator in the
They stripped it, and they're like, oh, here, we'll throw it over the tree. No, that's
The next morning, we got up early to catch the start of the race. We actually had a few friends from Canada running Hardrock this year that we wanted to see off, and some other friends who were out to support them.
Yeah, well, we're here at the start of Hardrock, and here to pace Andy Reid up and over Handy's Peak. I have some history at Handy, so it'll be nice to go back there. It'll be fun to. He's been a huge support to me, so helping him get around back around to the rock will be a really special experience.
You got to tell me about that history for those who maybe don't know.
Well, I've had a little bit of a lightning incident on the summit of Handy's, which sort of had some notoriety, but I've also made it over twice without any incidents. So, yeah. So I think the odds are well stacked in our favor, but yeah, we'll see. So, yeah.
I'm feeling great.
Good.
Yeah, this place is amazing. It's nice that I don't have to put a headlamp on to start.
That's such a good time, Josh.
Woo!
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Hardrock number 1.
Have so much fun, Courtney.
Thank you. How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Good.
Good.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Have a great day, everybody. Hardrock.
Thanks, everyone. See you out there.
We're off to Grand Swan Pass to see the leaders go over, and Becky Bates hopefully too, to go over top of the pass and then go careening down the other side through the scree field.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a rockin' good time.
A few of us then made our way over to the Island Lake trailhead so that we could hike up to Grant Swamp Pass to catch the race leaders coming through.
All right, so this is the course now. They come in from kind of the side there after going up over Putnam and down to the aid station. But I don't think we'll see any runners for a little while. We should still have time to make it to Grant Swamp Pass up here. Beautiful. Columbine flowers. That's the state flower there, the columbine, purple one.
Taking my time.
Different from
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right?
Made it.
Yeah, we made it.
Pup. Good job. Good job, Pup.
Go down. Supplemental.
Nice, huh? Good.
Here we are. Hardrock morning. Doesn't get any better than this. Sunrise, right? And we're coming up from KT. These guys are going to be coming up here past Highland Lake. I think we're just under 13,000 feet. And then we are up here at Grand Swamp Pass. And they drop down this heinous descent here down to Cuttingham Aid Station, just 3,000 feet below us, and back up Tosker's Pass right there, so you can see a couple hours into the race. Just right ahead of us. Let's go.
We're gonna have to reshoot Topher. Cunningham is definitely not down there.
Yeah. Oh, you're right. That's Chapman. Sorry.
Can you edit that?
Can you edit
Just
that out?
edit it out.
Oops, this
We're
guy
at
doesn't know what he's
altitude,
talking
you
about.
know?
Chapman.
Chapman.
See Dylan and the gang there.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
no.
this is the spot,
This
the
is
best
the spot.
spectating spot of the course, for sure.
AUDRÉE? Yeah. Beautiful.
We're so happy to be here.
Good dog.
I don't even know these people.
Hey, Sunshine. What's it like as a runner, like as a lead runner coming through here? Is this like?
It's exciting. You know, you're still feeling pretty good because it's early on, and you get this as your view. So it's a pretty wonderful start to the day.
Yeah.
You know, we used to have about 200 cows with a bell this big, literally within meters of our house for 10 days straight. It's like, we gotta get out of here. We gotta grab a hotel somewhere else. Cows are next door.
You need to stand over there. You need to dance right there. That's what I said. He's got, you gotta. Yeah.
Allez François, allez go! Bravo, bravo!
All right, I think we got eyes on Courtney down here. Nice job, Courtney.
Island Lake. You're Silverton.
Get it, girl.
Love it.
Nice job.
Yeah. I know. She's French.
Oh yeah. What do you see? What do you see, huh? What do you see?
Yeah.
What do you see?
We gotta get her on that.
Hey, it's time. Yeah, Becky. Yeah. How's it going? How you feeling?
Better than last year.
Looking good, Becky. Nice work.
Just trying to do what you can do.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tie my shoe, and then I want sorority sister.
Oh, Yitka, hi.
How's it going?
Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Yeah, you're killing it.
Oh, thank you. Oh. You did Softrock, yeah?
Yeah.
Recently?
Yeah.
Excellent. How's that?
It was great. Course is in good shape. It's dry.
Fabulous.
But yeah, this descent's really dry, so take your time here.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
This race is all about the girls. I'm gonna do my shoe.
Nice.
Okay.
Good work.
Okay, nice work, ladies. Keep it up. Yeah. Andy, how you feeling? You're looking good.
Great.
Good.
I keep pinching myself. I'm doing Hardrock.
Beautiful day for it. How was that climb?
That was good. Felt good.
Good warm up.
Just trying to stay in the rhythm.
Yeah.
Happy Hardrock.
Thanks. Still good. Thanks, Jeff.
Yeah, buddy. Nice job.
All right, cheers. Thanks.
Nice work.
Traffic jam.
jam, I know.
Yeah.
Hope no one
misses a rock.
Go, Martin, go! Yeah, Becky!
Nice work, Josh. Looking good. As long as you look good, that's all that matters.
That's right.
Thank you. How you feeling?
Okay.
Yeah?
I mean,
It's warm, eh?
as expected. Just no training. So, just trying to keep my heart rate low.
Yeah.
What a beautiful day.
Yeah.
Leave it to Jamil to come out and run Hardrock with no training. Well, that was fun. That was a good way to start the day. That was about 5 hours. So time for me to head back to Silverton and make my way to AUDRÉE. Maybe have lunch and maybe a nap even, and get ready to pace, probably starting around 8 or 9 o'clock. What's your plan?
Take a shower, eat some food.
Yeah.
Figure it out. Just enjoy the day. It's Hardrock.
Yeah, it's Hardrock.
Can't strike out here.
Yeah.
All right, we just parked out here in AUDRÉE at the aid station, and it sounds like maybe at least one of the leaders just came through. We heard some cheering and clapping, so we're gonna go see what's going on.
So Ludo came in and he was looking so fresh. He took less than a minute at the aid station. He went off with his pacer at the high speed, so he looked really, really good. On the opposite side, on the other side of the spectrum, François seems to be having a tough aid station, tough run. He had 2 minutes behind Ludo at mile 33. Now, 12 miles later, he's over 25 minutes behind François. So I think it's the tough part, but the race is early, and François knows the second part. He has the second fastest time of all time on the clockwise course. So I think that he can manage that. He knows that section. Ludo doesn't in a race mode, so it'll be interesting.
Just ran into my good buddy Kevin here, who you might remember as one of my pacers from the Moab 240.
Projected early, 7 p.m. Projected average, 7:34. And then you should be done at the latest by 2 a.m.
Here's the one from...
It's not bad.
So there's been some improvements here at Hardrock. We've got live streaming happening, camera set up just over here. Stephanie Case and somebody else is over there announcing. Big screen over here you can see. There's a live camera tracking the runners on the way out. And there's also live tracking, of course, with the runners, but they're using a website that provides AI-based projections of arrival times at different aid stations. So I'm just waiting for my runner, Jordan, to come in. We expected her around kind of 8 p.m. and of course the tracker is showing she could be here as early as about 7:30, so pretty accurate as to her original projections. So yeah, it's a new technological age for the Hardrock.
Yeah.
Like teched out now.
Feels like it's come a long way.
Yeah, tell me, like, how's this?
I mean, this is just, it is pretty nuts, especially when they added like the, just the live on-course cameras. I mean, you gotta love Starlink.
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing. It really has opened up the San Juans. You know, you didn't have this kind of access even just a couple of years ago.
Hi, Johnny!
Today's been good so far. Obviously, there's a lot more race left to go, but sitting in first, fourth, and second, so very exciting for all of our NAC athletes, and they all look really strong, and they're all playing it very smart. So I'm excited to see what the back half of the race has to offer, but so far we are really, really stoked for everybody. Good, yeah.
You're like so sorry.
That's incredible. Thank you. You guys are wonderful. I'm in love with this place. You guys made it just...
Oh, Zach's out here passing out fast nuts, free fast donuts for fast people. You know, the man is part of the community, race or not, and just keeps delivering. We've been doing this now he's been doing this, and I've been helping out for the better part of 5 years now. Started with pancakes, and now we're on the donuts. So it's a hit, and we'll continue to see how it evolves. So.
I then had a few hours to kill before I would be jumping in for my pacing duties.
So it's about 6:30. and I just had dinner in the parking lot here after having a short nap, and I'm heading back to the aid station just over here, expecting Jordan, my runner, to come in probably in about a half an hour or so I can head out with her to pace her back to Animas Forks.
So what's our ETA? How are we doing?
Probably next 10 minutes,
okay.
I think. So yeah, 7:05.
And how's she been feeling? You saw her at Telluride?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, she was feeling pretty sore, understandably. But yeah, she's bombed it down that hill and feeling pretty good. So in a good headspace right now.
How you feeling?
That is a high.
I'm feeling pretty good.
Yeah, having a good day so far.
You got a smile on your face?
Yeah, I was dreading Campbell Road, but it actually ended up being a total delight.
Yeah.
Because it was cool.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, it was in the shade.
Keep it up. Keep it up.
Cheers. Thanks, Jim.
Hello!
Yeah.
Hello! I'm sweaty. Is it salt? Oh, glitter. Glitter.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll definitely have to change shoes at Animas.
So you got glittered at Kroger's?
I did get glittered at Kroger's. They told me you were the most positive pacer ever. I'll see you tomorrow.
What, man? 1 second, Archie.
Love you, sweetie. Love you. Have a great time out there tonight.
Thank you. I wondered where you were. I love you. Bye. Have a great time.
All right.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, guys.
That's your pole too.
Good job.
175 and pace her out. Thank you guys.
I felt really good coming up Virginia's. Which was like a big confidence boost.
Totally.
Be able to come to Virginia's and not be dying.
I'm gonna let Jordan set the pace here. Just looking strong. A great power hike, running what we can. Passing people coming out of the aid station. And we're just settling in for a big climb here.
Past like 74 kilometers. Nice.
Yeah.
Cheers, Sector, for all the crazies.
Doing it.
Stay quick.
Thank you. Of course, today still stands Kroger's Canteen and the Telluride Via Ferrata. It sounds like he was a really cool guy. And his wife Nancy had set up the original, I can't remember if it was AUDRÉE or Telluride, one of the aid stations as well. And she ran that for years.
Pausing here for a couple minutes.
Okay.
Just from counting to 10.
Yeah. This is it. Engineer. 175 and pacer. Thank you so much. Thanks for being out here. Okay, so we're doing a 3-minute break. Jordan's gonna put on her long sleeve. You're getting a quesadilla. Do you want tailwind?
Long sleeve and tailwind, yeah.
You guys have tailwind here?
Thank you.
Caffeinated or not?
Here's Andy.
I got up here.
Yeah.
I'm in good spirits. I was a little bonky there, but
Yeah. Yeah, we still have another 1,200 feet to climb.
those noodles are good though.
This is a great aid station. Thanks, guys.
Got it?
Thanks for being out here.
We're only here because you
Are we gonna be on your YouTube channel?
You are.
Of course.
Yeah. If you don't mind, thank you.
Yeah, of course. I better be in your freaking movie, Jeff.
Oh, you're gonna be in the movie.
If you're gonna film me suffering, then I deserve some credit.
Tailwind.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do you want the other one filled as well?
The other one's still got some water in it.
Okay.
So.
And I've got some broth. I don't know if there's any noodles in this. There's broth, but
Okay, I can take some broth.
yeah. Thanks, volunteers. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Good job. Good job.
Okay. Okay, in and out in just under 5 minutes. Jordan ate some soup, some broth with noodles. She took a quesadilla for the road. We filled up her bottles with more tailwind. Layered up, because it's getting cool and it's gonna get real windy up there. And we're gonna climb slowly and eat. I like what I'm seeing. Calories going in, she's hydrated, and she's moving. And we just passed a bunch of people who are still in the aid station. So. Hey, relentless forward progress. We're moving, it's all that matters. Inches to miles, okay.
First time my legs have really felt
Tired.
Okay.
But as expected.
Yeah.
We're 55 miles in.
Well, you can change gears now and run downhill.
Yay. Yay!
There we go. That was Engineer Pass. Down we go to Animas Forks.
Yay.
Easy, right?
Easy.
Easy.
Isn't too bad. My legs will take a bit to adjust,
Yeah.
but
No, you look super strong. You were consistent. You were eating.
yeah.
Speaking of which, have you been drinking? You wanna? There you go.
Yep.
Okay, so we're rolling into Animas Forks aid station. Jordan has been running strong and steady, just looking really solid. We're nailing our splits. We're here, right here, right on our predicted time. The only thing I want her to work on is her hydration, but other than that, we're doing great. So she's gonna take a break here, eat some food, have a little reset. I'm swapping out. We got, is it Maria swapping in? Maria. Hey there. We got Maria swapping in for her.
It's always such a boost to get to an aid station too.
Oh yeah, right?
It's always like, I feel like death, and then you get half a mile out, you're like, oh, this is great, I feel so good.
Uh-huh.
Hey guys!
Okay.
I managed to catch a few hours of sleep before heading to the finish line to watch some of our friends come in, including British Columbia's Becky Bates, who was this year's oldest finisher at 61, with a new age group record, finishing 7th female overall.
Becky, well done.
Ori.
Thank you. Congratulations.
No, it's your turn next week.
Yeah.
All right, we're just down at the finish. It's about 7 o'clock, and according to Jordan's tracker, she's about 5 miles out of town, so she should be here shortly anyway.
We had fun.
Good.
Yeah,
Good.
it was good.
Yeah. She was moving strong, hey?
Yes. Yeah, she's moving consistently strong and like a good attitude.
Yeah, good,
so,
good.
Yeah.
Is this Andy? Oh, this is Andy. All right, Andy. Woo!
That's the content super long.
Well, I was making sure it wasn't previously entered.
Stay.
Good work.
That was the pain cave. That was the pain cave last night.
Way to get it done, man.
Your friend is coming in.
She's coming in, yeah.
She's
Yeah.
right behind you.
Yeah. Proud of you.
Thank you.
Make Canada proud.
Thanks. Yeah. I'm proud of that effort.
I was in a world of trouble.
With Adam.
I heard.
Adam cracked the whip.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was good.
Nice work, Joe!
Welcome back, Jordan. Everybody, Jordan Mackey.
Why am I crying? I was
Woo! It's shiny.
Cheers, guys.
Way to get it done.
Nice job.
We managed to get a little bit more sleep before the alarm went off that we had set to catch our friend Josh's finish as well.
Nice work, team.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank
Well done, Josh.
Thank you so much. Oh, it was a tough couple days.
No kidding.
Heat was crazy. Downhills are insane. Uphills are fun. That's Hardrock.
But anyone who's been to Hardrock will tell you that the most inspirational moments tend to come during golden hour, as the final runners attempt to squeak in just before the 48-hour cutoff.
Yeah, Costa Almonos has a good chance. He's right behind Jackie Fritsch, who's just got to the ski resort with about 13 minutes to go. It's pretty tight.
There's still one guy out on course. Last I looked, he was 2 miles away, but that was like going towards Adams 20 minutes ago.
He's in town.
Yeah, he's gonna do it.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
He's got 4 minutes. He's got 4 minutes. He can do it.
Oh, jeez.
He's like dragging him in. Los Alamonos, everybody! Everybody! That's the 2024 Hardrock!
After the race, we had time for one more run hike up to Columbine Lake.
Just making our way up to Columbine Lake here. And there's some thunder in the distance, some clouds above us. We do see the clouds kind of breaking though. So we may just have to wait it out a little bit longer in the trees here. Then we can finish our rest of our climbing. We've got about 400 meters left to climb. We decided to give it 10 minutes or so while we ate our sandwiches. Now we're just on the final approach, the last couple hundred meters, and the wind did die down, the skies are clearing, and we're now just on the final approach, the last couple hundred meters here up to the lake.
After that, we made our way back to Denver to drop off our van so that we could prepare for the second leg of our Colorado adventure, which would take us to Buena Vista, where AUDRÉE would be racing the High Lonesome 100, and where I'd be continuing my own training. But you'll have to wait to hear all about that until later this year, when I'm done my feature-length film about her race. And don't worry, it'll be worth the wait. And by the way, if you are interested in renting a camper van yourself from Titus Adventure Company, I've actually got a discount code that will get you 10% off your first booking. They're a great little team that provides exceptional service, and it's really great value, so I highly recommend checking them out. So as I said, we've been back home now for less than a week, but we are getting ready to leave again on Monday for Iceland, where we'll be hosting a hiking and camping trip in partnership with Trova Trip, before heading directly to Switzerland, where I'll be running the Swiss Alps 100 just 2 days later on August 9th. That's my goal race for the season. And after that, we head to France, where I'm planning on recording another update for you. So be sure to sign up for my newsletter if you haven't already, so that you don't miss out on any of that.